This week we are looking at memory. Memory is a system our brain uses to take in, store, and retrieve information. We have three main types of memory: sensory, short-term, and long-term. It all begins with acquisition here, which is the process of taking in new information. In sensory memory, we hold information gathered from our senses for just a brief moment, usually less than a second, which is why this storage box is so small here. Most of it fades unless we pay attention to it. Iconic memory, which relates to our visual senses, and echoic memory, which relates to our hearing, are two examples. So, say we focus on grocery items missing in our fridge through our iconic memory. The items we do focus on are passed into our short-term memory. This is a temporary store that holds a small amount of information, typically for 5 to 30 seconds. But short-term memory isn't just passive storage. It includes something more dynamic called working memory. Working memory is where we actively process information, like having a conversation. It's the mental workspace that we rely on all the time. One strategy we use in working memory is called chunking, where we group information into meaningful units, like organizing our previous shopping list by category. Chunking helps us work within the limited capacity of short-term memory by making the information easier to manage. To move information from working memory into long-term memory, one process that can be used is called elaborative rehearsal. This is when new information is linked to what we already know in existing information in a meaningful way, like, for example, remembering that you need bananas because you use them every day for your breakfast. This helps us encode the information more deeply, improving the chance it'll be stored in the long term. But memory isn't always perfect. Interference can impact our ability to store information in the short term. One example of this is proactive interference, where old information can interfere with our ability to remember new information. Another type of interference is called retroactive interference, when new information makes it harder for us to remember old information. Long-term memory can hold information for minutes, years, or a lifetime. Some memories that are well learned or frequently used become part of what's called permastore, a type of memory that's thought to be permanent. Finally, when we need to access information, we use retrieval, the process of recalling stored memories, which we can do from our short-term storage or our long-term storage. How well we retrieve something depends on how deeply it was encoded and how effective our memory cues are at the time. So memory isn't just about storing facts, it's a complex, active system that helps us learn, adapt, and make sense of the world around us.